time.
So there we go, guys. We're underway. Okay, because it's you, Timo. Are you in the top 10? Does that mean you're not doing anything right now? You're going to go over and watch your opponents play for the next round, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, see you in a bit, mate. Where'd I put my... Is that it? Do I need a what? I got one. So just James just shuffling along the board edge. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. I would ask you at this time, I'm way too busy to be able to do it myself, I would ask you to share the link to the stream to any channels you feel fit to do so. Let's try and make sure everyone's aware that it's live. This thing will only spread through word of mouth, so please do let your friends know that we're currently in the top 54 of the world's largest X-Wing event ever, with some seriously high level of players up here. George Della Pina, former European champion, reigning European champion, and UK national runner-up this year. Van Langeland's in the top, so there you've got UK national champion, knocked Paul Heaver out of the World Championship 2016. What else is Fan? Well, Fan, everyone knows Fan. Assorted Needles on the forums and on Vassal. Timo Raab has won 2 nationals back-to-back this year, Belgium and Germany. Oh, balls! Oh, there we go. It's already started. I've been trying to get wireless headphones, but I have to eliminate the lag, because listening to yourself talk with as little, even in the slightest delay, it just makes you sound like a drunk. That's right, Jelte, the Dutch national champion, also playing today. Let me just take a look around. Simeon Della Pina, George's son, very capable player. Won the UK Epic National Championship in 2015 at 15 years old. We saw Mike Dennis play yesterday. We've got Dale Cromwell from top 4 in France, made the top of the Polish Open as well. Jesper Hills, who won the hyperspace in Copenhagen after getting knocked out early in the top cut at the Copenhagen System Open. Mike Dennis, Jesper Hills, Dale Cromwell. Ben Lee's playing against Dale Cromwell. They pretty much got a mirror list going on there. And on top of that, they've both painted their ships black and red. So I'm glad I didn't pick them. We've got Nick Harris. He did quite well at the National last year. I remember he got to the top. Let me look down on the list now. That's about all the people I can see looking around. See anyone I missed out. Scott Bryant, famous for the furry falcon and for being banned from the largest X-Wing community on Facebook for peddling his upgrade cards. He also is playing in the top cart with the furry falcon. Once again, is present, but he's playing Ray. And I told him I don't really want to commentate on a game about furry Ray because I don't know how far I could take it seriously. I do believe that Ray has a high level of personal hygiene and will not allow herself to get as far as being that furry. What else? Mike Dennis, Ronan Eels from Ireland, doing very well. Alex Burt from the 186 podcast, also came 14th yesterday. Ian O'Connell from Ireland, one of the best players in Ireland, Ian O'Connell, in my opinion. Of course, I'm a bit biased, but there you go. Ian Courtney from the... is that right? Isn't he the guy that wrote the blog? I can never remember what the blog's called. But he has a blog. He's from Zombie Squadron. Unless I'm mixing up the name with somebody else. He has a blog from Zombie Squadron. And before Nand won the World Championships, he wrote a blog saying Dengaroo would never win the World Championships, and then Nand went and did it. And he got a lot of stick for that. David Peat we saw yesterday. Rick Porcius is an excellent Dutch player as well. Always in the shadow of people like Yelte and Fan, but is high, always making top cuts. And I think he won a national last year, I think, in Shrimpton. We're seeing right now. Stephen David Jones, I think, isn't he from the Welsh ETC team? Or maybe not. Stephen Gage, I think. Conan Benjamin. Alessandro Zarameda from the Warlords. Matthew Fisher, we saw at the top eliminate Farn from the Copenhagen System Open. Brian Clark, Nicholas Harris, Scott Kirkham, Christian Knight did very well yesterday with his list. He was very highly ranked up until the last round. Tom Forge, Martin Cheevers, Tina Rapp. I've got to find out who this Paul Furlong guy is. Rick won regionals. It's one of those things with X-Wing. With X-Wing, in a lot of cases, you're not highly thought of until you've got a title. Okay, but as we are at the moment, we're still in the infancy of the game. Even though it doesn't appear that way, we're still in the infancy of the game as a competitive system, and there are actually very few titles around. You know, I mean, lower than a regional. I mean, even regionals sometimes are a bit more difficult to judge as far as their quality level. Not saying that they're poor quality, but a regional can be very different. You could have a regional in Iceland, for example, where there's 25 players, and a regional in, for example, Madrid, where there's 150 players. And so obviously there is a variance there. The same as in these large events, but of course these large events draw a much larger crowd, and so that variance tends to be narrowed down considerably. So things are starting to get serious now. I think they're just closed into range. And so there's very few titles around. And that can mean that And a lot of it now, a lot of people don't like to say it's not just about luck, because obviously you've got people like Paul Heaver, who are very accomplished and win the World Championships 3 times in a row, not through luck. Obviously, there's a lot of skill involved as well. But to a certain extent, luck does play a factor, and there are games where the final could have gone either way. For example, last night, the final could have gone either way, and luck ended up being the deciding factor. And that's true. It is a factor at play, a factor that can be mitigated to a healthy degree, but it is a factor that has to be considered. And so you've got a lot of finals. For example, when we had a couple of weeks ago the Warball Regional in London, Simeon De La Pina against Paul Owen, and Paul won. That doesn't take anything away from Simeon's capability as a player. So based on that, there's a lot of situations where people haven't won titles, but they are very high players. Take a look at Lukasz Golonka. Just won the System Open in Poland. There's a blank and one that's fallen off the screen. Just won the System Open this year, but had made the System Open final twice before. So it's obviously a question of time. It's the same as Nathan Eade before he won the National. Before he won the National, it was a question of time until he won. Everyone knew how good he was. But in a lot of cases, you don't know, because they're not these big tournaments. You maybe don't follow them. You maybe don't pay attention to the results. I'm getting a lot of reverb on that microphone from the table.
Came in too hot there. So no shots from Miranda.
Okay.
So Nim. Okay. I'm going to fire a harpoon at Ezra with Deadeye. So that's his first move on.
Ezra Bridger.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here comes your harpoon.
So focus and chips for a crit.
Yep.
3 hits and a crit. 1 evade.
Yep. Where is Ezra? 1, 2, and a crit. It's the stunt pilot.
Stunned pilot.
Okay.
You went two
the harpoon condition. With my lovely new harpoon tokens from Nand.
Yep. just in case you just joined us, these are Nand's gift harpoon tokens.
So, Ezra?
I hate doing this.
Yeah, for sure. Primary on Nim. So he gets his stress as well.
Yep.
Let's get rid of one of those harpoon missiles on
Focus.
Okay. So
he's got 2 hits, 1 evade, takes 1.
So 1 shield.
Sorry, I had to spend.
And is he firing on?
Yeah, Hawk. He will probably have no shots.
Oh, have I got his listing backwards?
No shot from the Hawk.
I have.
Okay.
Oh no, it's Captain Nim there.
Look around.
So that is
That stays. Okay.
Yeah, and interesting, a cool combination there from Nand to be able to coordinate action and kind of daisy chain along an action supply to whoever needs it. My eyes are gone up. I've not looked. Give me a sec. Maybe.
Sorry about this. It's quite
No, it's
stressful turn.
for me too.
Yeah, that's why I didn't come in so late. My sister didn't wake up. She's like, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. Wicked. That's right, Chopper. The astromech on the Y-wing.
What are the greens on?
Every now and then, I try to reduce the names of the upgrades to a format that I figure was a little bit more to save space on the screen. Basically, as you can see when you look at Captain Nim on the right side of the screen, I don't want that much space taken up by those upgrades. I want to try and maybe abbreviate some of those as much as possible, but I've also got a lot of slack for that in the past, where people would turn around. I'd put like an EPT with FL after it, and everyone will go, "What's that?" And so I say, "Well, just look at the EPTs in a squad builder, and let's see how many that start with F for a start, and then see if you can work it out from there." But so with Chopper having the crew chopper and wanting to distinguish between the crew chopper and the astromech chopper, I wanted to make it a bit different and try and save space. So I actually put his designation in. C110P is the C, the 1-1 becomes a H, and the 0 and the P makes chop. And that's why he's called Chopper. Chopper is his nickname. His actual droid designation as R2D2 C3PO is C110P.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm not sure if I want to do this, but yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Yeah.
It's kind of like if you imagine R2. R2D2 is called R2, and they call C3PO 3PO. You know, there's absolutely no reason or Goldenrod in some cases. So imagine if Han Solo called him C3PO, Goldenrod had stuck with everybody, and everyone started calling him Goldenrod. Well, Chop becomes Chopper for them. C110P. Okay, so Nand scrimmaging ahead of the engagement, and we're going to see Trajectory Simulator here launch a proton bomb toward Ezra.
Yes.
Maybe he's stupid, but yeah, we'll see.
So he gone a long maneuver. He's gone 4 straight. Is he Kate? No. World Championship templates there. I don't like those see-through ones though. I don't like see-through tokens or see-through acrylics. Firstly, because see-through acrylics don't show up so much on camera. But also, when you've got one of those situations where you're playing a game and you've got bits all over the place.
Right. Well,
sometimes when things are slightly see-through, you can overlook them as you're trying to glance around quickly with something. Ah, that's right, the Ezra pilot skill. I'm going to blame list builders for coming up with a stupid system for exporting lists.
Too hard to the left.
Ezra's pilot skill is different in the Phantom 2.
regrettably, I knew you would plan something like this to prevent harpoons.
God damn it.
What I forgot until you did that was you have snapshot.
Yeah. One bang,
I have done one straight.
yeah.
It's a snapshot.
It's very strong. Yeah. It makes sense.
Oh, well
Makes
done,
absolute
well
sense.
done, Nand. I think this is the first. Well, no, it's not the first
I'll
time,
put stress down.
but it will be the first time I've seen snapshot do damage. If it does,
For nothing.
2 focuses,
Counts
nothing.
for the stress though, it's pretty strong.
Yeah, no action, so.
No, absolutely not. And then Nim is going to.
So he managed to use R3A2 to stress him with that snapshot shot, and Miranda loses her action. That's going to mess things. So just take a look at James right now. Oh. I had not foreseen this. So yeah, one of the like I said, as I was saying, I was wanting to distinguish between Chopper Astromech and Chopper Crew because as far as the builders are concerned, there's not much of a difference between the two of them. What they've started doing now is before they used to put in the SWX number of the expansion they came in, but they've stopped doing that now. As I've seen with Ezra Bridger, they don't distinguish between one and the other, and that messes things up. When no, they do, but they use the ship name. I think, or they used the name, but my system wasn't quite able to adapt to that alternative. I couldn't be able to create a database, as I already have a database of all the names against what they refer to, and then trying to have to distinguish between one and the other based on a second factor would just become too difficult. So I had to try and remember that Ezra Bridger in the Sheathapede is pilot skill 5 and not pilot skill 4. And I wish they never started doing it. Well, it's also partly Fantasy Flight's fault that they started changing people's pilot skills for no reason.
I'm going to have to barrel roll him.
And before, they'd maintained it as they moved ships. Nim saying, I'm going to have to get out of the way of this bomb. I'm going to get out of the way of the arc of the Y-wing, actually. It's not the bomb. The bomb he's not got to worry about. It's a friendly bomb.
So this one explodes?
We'll get there in a minute.
Ah, okay.
Because I put it at the end of the activation and
I forgot.
It's fine.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Nand was like, I so want to see what's going to happen next.
Very frightening.
Oh, he's using both Worlds templates. He's got the black ones from 2016 and the see-through ones from 2017. Pimpin'.
Coordinate the hawk, target lock.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nim, if I can, I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Coordinate the Y-wing and target lock Miranda.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right, so that's the end of activation.
Yes.
Now I can. Well, you have initiative, so you do your thing first.
Yeah, pilot skill 12 to Ezra.
Yep. And then I can pick up on.
Listen to James. He's just like,
Face up.
Damage on the shields.
I think I fell up.
So
I think I fell into your
I
trap.
can say confidently that I'm going to let that one go off. I'm just deciding if it's worth the risk here to kill you before you shoot me.
Yeah, if it's a direct.
But if it's with Sabine you die anyway, even if it's not.
Oh yeah, true.
But I could take some terrible
Damage
crit
as well,
train,
yeah.
or like you cannot shoot this turn. Or
True.
So there's a proton.
So
you can't
this
quite
one
see it.
explodes first.
He's dropped a proton
will
bomb
go off.
just
Okay, so
under the cockpit.
Do you
Just
mind
under the
if I
cockpit
talk about this
of
one?
Miranda is a proton bomb.
So this one goes.
only the Y-wing. Yeah.
I take a crit. It's thrust control fire.
Well, there's
Thrust control fire on the Y-wing.
Because I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I'd Sabine on this one.
Ah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
So
yeah.
we'll put
Go
that to
ahead,
one.
go
Is that
ahead,
okay
go
for
ahead.
the moment?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just think.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I forgot that was a thing. He's PS12, so he will shoot first. Oh man, he's right. This is a strong list.
He's just realising that now.
I think the only sensible thing to do is hold it.
Okay. I think it's a wise.
I don't want to because I'm sacrificing Miranda next turn for this.
I always say to myself, when in doubt, don't. If you doubt something, don't.
It's still very bad though. So I'll hold this one. So he takes 1 extra damage.
Stress, crit,
to be,
and a shield. And then this is turn
Yep.
phase. Okay.
Oh,
So,
I'm unhappy with that. Good work, sir.
combat,
Yep.
stress bot,
Yeah, absolutely.
Primary
So number 2.
Miranda. For 1 crit.
1 crit.
And it goes through. 1 shield.
Once couldn't see it.
Then we have Mr. Fan.
Yep.
No big deal from
I think
Miranda.
it's range to obstructed, but
Yeah, obstruct.
I'm fairly sure it's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 2.
Righty. So I get 3 because of the obstruction range. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Nothing.
For 2.
Yeah. 1, 2. Oh boy. Into the meat grinder. So my turn.
Yes, your guys.
Maintain professionalism.
I'm gonna TLT with Nim first
Okay.
on Ezra.
Do you
This
have-
is Ezra, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Ezra.
No mods.
No mods.
So just shot 1.
Yeah.
2 hits.
Come on, Ezra.
2 hits now. Ezra down to 2 holds. Gets. I can't see what those are. Sounds like there's 1.
Shot.
So here comes the second TLT.
2 hits.
2 hits. Got to roll natties. Nope.
Okay, he's dead.
Okay.
Ezra.
But he explodes.
Dies.
Deals 1 damage to everyone around him.
And
Which includes Miranda and no one else.
damages Miranda with the harpoon condition.
If I can grab that back.
Yeah.
And then she's lost 1 more shield.
Ezra really, that was played really well that turn. He has a harpoon condition. He has snapshot, get him straight into that spot. Made it so difficult for him to work out what he was going to do with that bomb.
Nothing at all.
Okay.
I've always wondered this, just with Fenn's ability.
You regenerate the
Can I
shield.
spend a shield token?
Let me read.
Because it doesn't say shield token, it says you may spend 1 shield. But that says you cannot spend tokens.
I took the shield off of Miranda.
Modification because you added die.
Yeah.
Let's call it Joyce.
It doesn't matter this turn, but I would like to know for the next few turns.
Okay, yeah. We'll
So we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it
So
when it
no,
matters.
he can do it. He can do it because it's not a modification of dice. He's modifying. He's changing his dice
First
pool.
one, dropping the dice.
35
Yep,
minutes remaining.
origin.
I have a couple of announcements to make. First one is those of you yet to collect your Admiral's
Second
playmats. They are available now.
What am I doing? I keep
Back
putting
in the
on
room
shield
by
to
the
take
back
them
clock.
off. 1 crit, 1 focus, and evade.
Okay, bring
And
the
the second
thing.
announcement, if you are using a third-party damage deck,
TLT
they are
on
not
Miranda.
legal for this
What's that,
tournament.
sorry?
Third-party damage decks are
TLT
not
Oh, yeah.
legal. We've
Obstructed.
given you all a damage deck for this tournament, so that you've got no excuse for having a damage deck. As this is a side event,
Focus.
we will not be particularly harsh if you've already started using one. Just
Nope.
please do not use it in round 2. Thank you.
Focus.
Yeah.
Hitting crit
Nope.
and focus evade.
One face down. Oh boy, I know what's coming. It's gonna be bad.
Primary from the
Yeah,
wire.
yeah, yeah.
Let's check the range.
I think it's range 2. Oh, 3. Oh. 2, okay.
Range 2 Y-wing. Primary weapon.
Spending the focus.
Yep.
Focus is for 2.
So 1.
1 evade.
And utilities.
TLT using the BTLA 4 title. Hit crit.
So 1 more.
2 hits. And a second attack. He's got to fluff the roll.
Spending the target.
Yeah, for sure.
Spends the target lot to re-roll. Just got to get a hit to make damage.
And one
there
more.
we go. Miranda limps off
One
of
health.
round 2 of combat with 1 hull point left.
So, points-wise, just do you know what they are?
A damage and a
without adding
shield.
them up?
2 damage and Y-wing. Points-wise,
Yeah.
he's 20-something.
I've got to be pretty careful when I'm destroying this turn.
That's why it's 22.
Thank you. Okay.
So he's reassessing Nand's list now to try and work out what his target priority is. Now, where can I get enough points to win this game? If Miranda goes down, which of the ships?
Oh boy. Okay.
Which of Nand's ships do I need?
So
Destroy.
because she's 46 and I have a 2-point bid, if you kill her, she's only worth 46. Yeah. Is that right? Okay.
Nand's ships are Fenrir 21
Okay,
points,
thank
Ezra
you.
22, Rourke 32, and Gold Squadron is 25. So combined, he'd need to take down the Gold Squadron or Rourke Garnet to win on points with Miranda. Having lost Miranda, I should say.
Almost a trade with Anna for that.
It's a good trade.
It's a pretty strong trade.
How are the Dutch guys doing?
Nothing's clear yet, but it's not bad either. You know your next, if you win this, Rick,
And then Fan, yeah.
and then
I know. I like playing them. I can speak my own language.
Yeah, it's going badly. I'm having fun though. Yeah.
So as I posted on Facebook yesterday, the #1 topic of conversation has been that I have a beard. And I guess it's kind of funny for people because maybe they watch the videos maybe day in, day out, who knows. And maybe that, for example, they might have been watching videos on Thursday afternoon of me doing some event somewhere and I didn't have a beard, and then I show up the next day with a beard. And everyone seemed to be quite shocked at how much beard I have, as they probably haven't seen me for a couple of weeks. Last time I was on camera was the Copenhagen Open
last check.
6 weeks ago,
Yeah, let's do it.
and I don't think I've shaved them since then, basically.
I regret charging into all of your ships at once. Too many arcs at once.
Yeah, it's a lot of guns, especially with the Y-wing.
Yeah, with the
I mean, is it possible that Nand is
So
bringing
I
bringing
did my
back
first, and as an
X-wing
I'm going to use
as a
chopper
formation game,
to
as opposed to being
dislike
combo wing, where you just chain as many upgrade cards as you can onto a ship? Is it possible? Could Nand do that? Could he single-handedly bring back the squadron, the X-wing squadron flying game?
Focus. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Right, with Miranda, I'm gonna drop a bomblet.
Miranda drops the bomblet. There's still a thermal. There's still a proton bomb. Actually, that's the point, isn't
Very
it?
useful.
It's so handy.
As he got rid of all of his proton bombs.
and then I'm doing a 2-turn. Right into your arc. Range one. Okay.
So Miranda's used a proton bomb.
She's still got both of those.
Nim has used a proton bomb.
Nim.
That's right. Miranda's bomblet generator only. So that means there were 2 proton bombs on the table, which means Nim has used both extra munitions.
And I would like to.
And the card, but he's not flipped it face down. Am I right? Can I just ask the guys in the chat? Nim has used 2 proton bombs, correct? His bomb card should be face down. What's that other card that's next to the bomb card? It's got an extra munition token on it. Is it a harpoon missile? No, harpoon missiles is to the top. That's lost its shield. It's harpoon missile has spent an extra munitions token. There's only one of those that's gone off. And then he's got it on the thermal detonator, I guess. No. What is that? Is it extra munitions?
Coordinate the Y-wing, target lock on Miranda.
Yeah, absolutely. Okie doke. So, end of activation. Your stuff first.
Pilot skill 12 to the Y-wing.
I see what's happening. He's using 2 extra munition tokens as opposed to flipping the card face down.
She's actually safe somehow. Okay. Wasn't expecting that.
So
the Y-wing.
It's 1 under the shields.
1 crit on the shields. Yeah.
Yep. Damaged engine.
Damaged engine on the Y-wing.
Virtually nothing for a Y-wing. And then the Sabine as well, please.
And then the shield. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. And then it's over to you.
Yeah, the Y-wing.
Y-wing down to half points.
Sure.
Well, it doesn't get half points, but it's half as far as his health is
I
concerned.
said I ditched my title.
Yeah.
Oh, and he regenerated the shield, ditching the title.
I'll roll to see how many to draw. So 2. 1 and 2.
Miranda is dead.
One less worry for me.
Yes. Giving me too many targets.
After that gold squadron got put up to PS12.
Fen, no shots.
No shots.
Hawk,
It's just,
just Nim.
TLT from Nim now.
Yeah.
And the Hawk has no shot.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, sorry.
So Nim doesn't have any proton bombs left. So let me get rid of that proton bomb.
That's damage.
Yep. Shot 2. 1 hit.
Come on, Y-wing. Last shield.
Yep.
Down to 3 hull points on the Y-wing. And that's going to be the end of combat.
I know what the chips are there. I clocked that one early, don't worry. He's got 2 left.
Now, is it Nand's advantage right now is to disengage and run?
What's that? He's got 1 more harpoon missile.
No, I mean, yeah, both of you have
Yeah. But Nand range controls me very well. I couldn't get the harpoon from Miranda, and then the next time
sneaky bugger.
he is a sneaky bugger.
I've played this game before, you know.
I have heard.
This is not the bomblet generator. It's not Miranda that spent the harpoon missile. It was Nim. Let me try and get this back on the screen. No. Yes. And it's the harpoon missile came from Captain Nim. Okay, cool. So I've got that taken care of. Still got 1 harpoon missile left. And 2 thermal detonators. So yeah, as I say, right now, Nand's best bet is to run, disengage. He doesn't want that Y-wing to go down just yet. He wants to run, disengage, bring them back together, and try and just create a lawnmower as all 3 ships just fly, try and catch Nim in any position on the board.
Yeah. Okay.
He wants to bring he wants to bring the hawk and the sheathipede round to the right, and he wants that Y-wing to go a long manoeuvre forward to make sure he stays out of range of Captain Nim for this round. But he hasn't. He's taken a one bank right. Like I say, it would have been better to have maybe a free bank right and reunite with the. He's discarding the bomb loadout on the gold squadron. So hang on, I've also got to get rid of the title to regain a shield. The Hawk's closing. Wow. This was an interesting idea to take. So obviously he's going to bring the wiring around the rock to reunite.
No. Just out.
I'll take a focus then. Okay.
Okay, Nim?
Talon roll. You see, that's interesting. I'd have figured Nim would have been the one to run. And then I guess he's losing. He's got to take the fight to Nand. So now all ships are now kind of grouped together, which is working well for him. The Fen Rao's not going to be able to get a shot this round. It's a shame. So I don't know. Not going to do pilot skill 12
and then I'm going to hold this bomb.
Yeah. So you can shoot first.
Okay. So Nim. He's got a shot here. So I'm going to take.
Why would he not do the pilot skill 12 thing?
Yeah, you had
last one.
I forgot the harpoon.
Sorry.
It's harpoons.
I kill you though, because you got 5 health.
5 shields and 3 health.
4 health. Yeah, if you evade it.
I
Right.
forgot the harpoon.
So 4 dice.
I thought that you were teasing me. I wanted to know if I spent the focus on defense or not.
Oh, sorry. That's why I set the target lock up last turn.
Yeah, I forgot.
That's why he pilot skill. That's why he didn't use pilot skill. He wanted to know if he was going to spend the focus
And then
from the
reroll
TLT.
these 2 with the target lock.
Yeah.
And then it crit with chips.
Okay.
4 hits. He's got to get paint. He's got to get paint to keep the wiring on the board. I can't see it. Sounds like a no.
Mistake. 1, 2, 3, and a crit. It's the structural damage.
Structural damage crit.
I'm mad at myself. So
I'm mad at myself about letting Miranda die.
It
I
takes
don't think the condition triggers because you die straight away.
yeah, I don't know how it is. I always call it judge.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can say, I don't know.
No, I'm happy to get a judge.
Yeah.
Judge?
Judge!
He's on his way.
Yeah, I had to TLT you first.
I've killed the Y-wing wheel harpoon.
Yes.
4 damage of the
You didn't.
Yeah, how many damage?
No, it doesn't. No.
I did.
So the harpoon, you didn't get to say itself. The harpoon killed the ship.
The 4 damage killed the ship.
Harpoon doesn't attack.
So I just take away my
Yeah, he just goes.
Okay, so no shots from the Hawk, I think.
So right now, 46 points to 47 on the board. In James's favour. Nand has to destroy Captain Nim.
He's out of harpoons now.
Yeah,
No harpoons
my
left.
mistake.
No proton bombs
I'm
left.
feeling pretty rough.
2 thermal detonators and trajectory simulator. Nand's not in the best position right now.
That's why I had to add up your stuff.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
take target lock on you. Okay.
It's probably a bad situation to be in because there's going to be a trajectory simulator. Yeah, thermal detonator.
And then he's doing a one straight. Take this stress. And as an action, I will take a target lock on the Hulk.
And round.
Round he comes. Okay, so let's see
So just TLTs now.
how well.
TLTs, and I got one thermal detonator left. And that's
And
it.
one focus for pen round.
Yeah. So your first.
The bomb, yeah. 12 to pen round.
Yeah. And then I'll hold this one with Nand's ability.
So this one,
It doesn't hit anyone apart from the Hawk, I don't think.
yeah, and that's the stress one.
It's stress and 1 damage. And you killed Sabine, so I can't do that anymore.
Stress on the Hawk.
Yep.
And then shield.
Yep. And then that's gone. And so Fen first.
Yeah, range 3, primary.
Yep.
What was gone? Oh, okay. So the Rourke took the damage from the thermal detonator.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Safe. Okay, and then Nim.
Yeah,
So Nim will TLT the Hawk.
yeah.
Shot one.
Bad result there with the Y-wing for Nand.
I'll spend the target lock, I guess.
Yeah.
Making it a lot more uphill for Rourke and Fen.
Cough to reroll. Okay.
For 2.
Hit and crit. Gets evade and focus.
Yep.
Spends focus.
Shot 2.
Second TLT.
It was it was a reroll.
Yeah,
Hit.
so the dice landed at an angle, so.
2 focus. Damage goes through.
TLTs from the Hawk.
Yep, absolutely. I'll see if I need to pick up the dice.
Target lock.
Yep. Not feeling good.
One hit.
Okay.
Hyperspace qualifier players,
One shield.
Goes through.
15 minutes left of your round.
One hit, one focus, and an unknown.
Okay.
Now you go back to dials. So difficult because Fenrau and Rourke are not the most tankiest of ships and don't put out too much damage, but they are shooting twice a turn, and Nim is only going to shoot once a turn. If they can make sure to keep out of his bomb zones, this should work very well for them. Agata Bakuska, I can see hanging around in the background, talking to Arkadiusz Kuna from the Space Cape crew in Poland.
Yeah, I'm really coming down to the wire here.
Okay.
One last check. Yeah.
No, I'm not sure.
I'm not either. I'm so stressed. It's insane. I didn't think I'd be in this position at this point in the game. How's it going with you guys?
Okay.
I think we were on the next table as well. Are you ready, Nand?
Yes.
I think I am.
Not sure, Joe.
Okay.
I'll just take another focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nim. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna launch his last bomb.
Yeah.
There goes that last thermal detonator. This is now, and Nim's only armament is the twin laser turret. Worked out really well for Nand to eliminate the Miranda before she'd actually got round to using most of the complement of her weapons. Like harpoon those 2 harpoon missiles completely eliminated. Now Sabine not being on the table anymore means that the bombs from Nim, sorry, have been mitigated as well.
Oh. Feels bad, man.
Focus.
Yeah.
Well, it's good 12 to defend.
And I'm holding this one.
Yeah.
So the Hawk's safe, I think.
Yeah. And Fen takes.
And Fen takes the stress and 1 damage.
Yep.
Which crucially means he can't use his ability.
Yeah, I know. So Fen starts.
Yeah. Which one?
So stress is Fen. Fen takes the damage from the bomb.
Hit crit.
That'll do.
What happened?
So 1 face up.
Yeah.
1 crit onto Nim.
Damage pilot.
Damage.
PS0.
Damage cockpit.
Damage cockpit. Pilot skill
You're
0.
moving first.
That's changed everything. Well,
And then,
you know what I mean. That makes a big difference.
Judge on this one.
Yeah, it's close.
I can't tell if it's in or
No,
not.
me neither. Just call a judge. Let him do the work.
That's what he's here for.
Judge! Oh, thank you.
That's why they're here for. Let them do the job.
Can each of you please delicately place a finger on each of the bases for me? And then can you pass me range 3 with Alright, what I'd like to do is mark the ship as well.
Yeah.
Just mark it and take it out of the way. So
Is it Alex Watkins that's shown up as the judge? There you go.
that's on the line.
Yeah.
And I have that not touching the base.
No shots.
That a millimetre out.
Okay, so no
From my
shot.
view, I see no shot.
Yep, okay.
It's bloody close.
Thank you for...
No one's checking us.
So Alex Watkins
it's
says
Can you
no.
put Fen back down? It's always better to get a judge for that kind of thing.
No
Yep.
arc on
That
Raw.
is massive news for you.
Oh. Quite useful if you actually feel the tilt down.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Oh, that's terrible.
That was tough.
So you're shooting Fen.
I have to shoot Fen. Range 1 and what's... Yep.
Gets 2 focuses and a hit.
Safe, yeah.
1 evade.
Okay.
That was an excellent. That couldn't have gone better for that. Now, sorry, if I'd like to point out, if I sound biased towards Nand, I apologise. I apologise to James more than anything else. 1 hit, 1 evade, saved.
Crikey, dude.
It's not. It's. I mean, I'm just happy if James wins the match. But obviously, I've known Nand for a little while now. I've had a little bit of a friendship with him over distance, where we talk every now and then. James is obviously new, so and also I'm favouring the anti-meta list of Nand against the current Nim Miranda powerhouse of James. That's if there is any perceived bias towards Nand, there's no bias as far as how what I want to happen, what I see happening. But obviously, it may have seemed like I was being a bit more animated towards Nand. That should not be taken personal in any way by James. If he does win the game, good luck to him. I hope he goes on well. But right now, it could go either way, honestly. Nand has an advantage in that Nim's now got no more armaments. It's just a twin laser turret he's got to deal with. And Rourke's got a twin laser turret, and Fenn's there to make sure that Nim can't use his tokens to modify his dice. Now, also critical to this situation right now is the damaged cockpit crit that got put onto Nim.
Yeah, I'm PS0, so I got to go first anyway. Yeah. Close one. Last check. Go straight.
Yeah.
Meaning that Nim is now shooting last, which means as long as Fenrau can get him in arc, Nim is pretty much hobbled as far as the offensive output is concerned. It's true that James has been an excellent opponent here.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna barrel roll this way.
Onto the bomb? Yep. Barrel rolls towards the bomb. I guess he's trying to kite them towards that bomb for later rounds. Have them pursue him to bank to the left for Rourke Garnet. Looks like probably out of range of Nim right now. Target lock shows, and Rourke Garnet is out of range.
3 straight.
3 straight for Fenrau. That would be in range, and Fenrau's not going to be able to return shot this round.
Focus.
So I was looking around earlier for anti-meta lists of on the top tables. We do have one list that's got 2 resistance bombers. We've got I think it's a quick draw Chirino.
From now on, I'm not going to trigger his abilities. Just range 3 shots from the back.
I also saw there's one of those Kimoglias, the Kadani Tadoldi or whatever his name is. 2 hits.
1 damage.
Takes damage on Nim.
Nim's gonna shoot.
Now Nim returns fire. Did he get?
So shot 1. 2 hits.
1 hit, 1 crit.
That's a hit.
Takes 1.
Shot 2. Oh, nice.
Save.
Save. Wow, excellent roll from Fan there. Nand, going crazy. Yeah, so now, as it is, Nand is trailing by 1 point, but the game is in his favour.
Okay.
My most stressful game of all time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
This could go. Honestly, it could go either way. This is going to be an excellent end to the game, assuming that James just doesn't run on points. 101 to 99.
And I'm gonna power roll this way.
So likely to have no combat this round.
And then a 3 sloop from a 3 catering from the. Okay.
Then I'll hold the bomb again.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
We're going to a religious retreat, so I'm just going to sit in the field. Okay, you get 3 points.
Oh, me first, yeah.
Yes.
3 bang this way.
They grew themselves, apparently.
So I reckon that bomblet now is completely null to the rest of the game. I can't see the action moving back over there in the next 14 minutes. Suddenly got cold in there, just switched on the air conditioning.
Another focus. And then 3 straight. And no action. Okay.
Back to dials again. So let's see. I'm not expecting to see any action this turn.
You ready?
Yeah.
So 3 bang. And focus.
Focus. And then 3 hard. And no action.
He was saying that when he's eating, he doesn't see half the plate food. So this is just like, you've only eaten half the plate. Just use that.
I hate people actually.
I know.
Yeah, I don't want to rush him, but
So just
I'm
as the
trying
bracket
to make
proceeds,
fast,
Simeon
but
de la Pina's proceeded through to top 32.
I know.
Oliver Neal, also gone through the top 32. Scott Kirkman,
No, it's
Tom
not.
Camden,
It's more out of, I would like
David
to
P.
get that chance to kill me.
has defeated Rick Porcius.
I'm ready.
Ashok Hemmings defeats Alex Lale.
Okay, I'm gonna
Dimitris Stavropoulos, so we saw yesterday on stream in last round. He goes on to the top 32, and so does Peter Broughton. It's a shame, so I went to see Peter Broughton, but I've always seen Dimitris, so I'll have to skip that one. Ryan Matheson
barrel roll. What?
defeated Adam Holiday, so he's
If
out.
he
Adam
locks my
Holiday.
mods, can I...
The Resistance Bombers are out.
You cannot spend tokens, no, only offensive.
So I can use them...
You cannot spend tokens to modify dice.
But I can spend a focus to
To
defend.
defend, yeah.
Okay.
If you want to, you can read that.
No, it's okay, as long as that's the case. I'm just going to get rid of that as well.
Nand on 3 hull points on both his ships. Nim on the same. Statistically, everything's in Nand's favour now. He's got two shots. He's got the same armament as Nim, and Nim can't modify his attack dice, only his defense. Assuming that he keeps arc on Nim with Fen Rao. The clincher here is going to be how much damage Fen Rao can manage to squeeze in with his primary weapon.
Okay.
I'm going to focus.
I think you've clinched it there. Good work. We'll see. Right. So I'll hold the bomb, but yeah.
I don't do my triggers.
Okay.
Range 3.
Yeah. Didn't need that.
Got 2 hits, it looks like. One evade and a blank.
One crit.
Oh no. A crit goes through.
Sorry, that's that one. That is a 2 damage. Oh,
Direct hit. Down to 1 hull point on Nim. Damn, here comes the TLT. Oh, it's been a good game. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Thank you so much to Nand and James. This has been an excellent game. Both of you have been.
It was a good game.
That was insane.
Both of you have been excellent. Excellent fun to watch.
I've got to play Nand next.
Oh, so close. Thank you.
Oh Jesus! Look at the camera.
That's nuts.
Okay, well done, man.
Thank you very much.
You've done really well to get as far as you did.
Yep.
And there's nothing to be taken away from the fact you just got wiped out there. But it was such a good game to watch. For example, when you got that first engagement, it's like, oh, Ezra has snapshot.
Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, he's flying a bunch of stuff that is quite unusual. And it's quite easy to forget some of the things he was using. So but yeah.
And then it was like, and you actually came out quite favourable out of that engagement.
Yes.
But it put Miranda in a situation that became more difficult.
In one turn,
and you had to decide between those 2 bombs and the PS12 and everything like that. It's just giving you so much stuff to take into account. And then you lost Miranda so quickly. She hadn't managed to use her harpoon missiles. You've lost Sabine, so the remainder of Nim's bombs aren't as powerful as they should have been. And so it's just kind of ended up being like a cadence of your damage output has kind of dropped.
Worse than halved.
Yeah.
Worse than halved, yeah.
There was a point when you got rid of the gold squadron, because Nand made a mistake there.
Yes. He was really upset about that.
By not taking pilot skill 12. And that kind of looked like it was kind of tipped in your favour.
Yes.
There was still some possibility there. Maybe you would have had to run for a good part of the game.
I had to ask him halfway through the game, can I just check your points? Because once I lost Miranda, I needed to know what my win condition was.
Yeah.
And it turned out if I killed the Y-Wing, I was ahead by 1 point.
Yep.
So I tried to engineer a situation where I could harpoon it, hopefully kill it. He choppered and regened, and I was like, I'm not going to do it now. But then I got all the harpoon roll I needed to just kill it, and he didn't realise I could do that. So he just died, and then in that situation,
he had to roll and evade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I was winning, and my win condition then was to just take as little damage as possible and get away.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because he had 2 left, he was able to catch me pretty quickly.
Yeah. But it was a really good play, well played game, and it like I say, more than anything, and as I've mentioned on the stream, it's been a fun game to watch, and obviously I've been a little bit biased in the commentary on Nand's side.
Oh, it's fine.
Because it's an interesting list.
I kind of wanted him to win as well.
We want to see it do well and stuff like that.
Sure.
And it is kind of it's hilarious to watch the sort of the silly little things it ends up doing. Like when he double chained up with the coordinate action as well. Of course.
The daisy chain.
Why not? It's like I'm just going to pass it along the line.
It was very cool.
It's like going, could you just pass that to the Y-Wing at the end of the line?
Oh man,
it was wicked.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Cool.
He's a great player though. When I saw I drew him, I was pretty nervous because I've seen him in the World's Final.
He's one of those
winning Worlds.
Yeah.
So
he's one of those people. Like I said before, a lot of people discounted him when he won the first World Championships for Dengaroo.
Yes.
And then the second one, he kind of proved that he is this kind of like
it can fly whatever
mad
he wants.
Scientist type of because it's just like just it was something weird and it's going to work for me. Because when he went with Dengaroo, he had like a little bit of a different mix-up on the list as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
He had like rigged cargo shoots.
It was slightly different, But he was saying he couldn't beat it at the time, so it was like fly it. And then people were complaining that I was just asking him about it. People were complaining that he was flying meta, so he just flew something completely different. Yeah, really impressive stuff.
Excellent. Well done. Good luck in hyperspace, man. Thanks for taking part in the stream.
I've been asked by someone to just say shout out to the Brighton Bandit Squadron X-Wing team.
Bandit Squadron, of course,
Chris has been running it, and he's made me a much better player. So thanks to him.
Wicked.
But thank you.
Okay, wicked. No problem. Thank you for showing up.
Nice
and like I say, good luck to you in the hyperspace. There's still an opportunity for you to get that. Well, I mean, what was it yesterday? You went 5-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you've got the one win already.
The one already. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not that fussed. I'm here to have a good time.
Wicked.
So. Cool.
See you later.
Right. Nice to meet you.
Same to you.
Okay, Nand. Former world champion. Well done. That was a great game to watch.
Thank you.
Take us through a little bit how much you were kind of expecting things to go as they did.
So, I was afraid for the bombs. I didn't want it to be at range 1 from my guys for the harpoons. So I went through the asteroid field, keep them apart, and tried to put Ezra in range 1 and bomb in range 1, so he won't let his bomb go up, and it worked. So.
And it worked out really well for you, that opening engagement with with making Ezra separate from the rest of the squadron. He's harpooned, moving into range of Miranda snapshot. Now Miranda's going to be affected by the condition, and it also gave you the advantage of having him completely doubt whether or not he's going to do one bomb or the other. And end up doing a complete favour for you. So
he then killed Ezra, and next turn I killed this Miranda. So it's a profitable trade-off.
And as I was saying to James, a huge benefit for you to take out Miranda so quickly. Hadn't fired harpoon missiles. Sabine gets taken off the table.
Sorry, Sabine.
When only one bomb had gone off. So it's like completely destroying most of his damage output.
But then I made a mistake with my Y-wing. Oh man, I'm so stupid.
So
I was thinking he had no harpoons left. So I was thinking, he's gonna shoot me with TLT. I cannot die. I want to use my focus for defense, so maybe I only suffer 1 damage. So that's why I decided not to make him pilot skill 12. But it was a hard lesson, because then I was behind on points, so I had to kill Nim.
Wow. I mean, it kind of sucked. But let me just tell you, what difference would it have made to have made the Y-wing PS12?
So 2 TLT shots, 1 or 2 hits extra on Nim, so Nim would have.
But why would you not do it? That's what I'm trying to ask.
So I was thinking he can shoot TLT at me, so I can spend the focus defensively.
But you could do that anyway. And you don't have to spend your focus on the when you're attacking.
But but when I didn't have to use it defensively, I was sure I could have spent it offensively.
Right, I get it. Okay. So you're hoping for the outside edge that he wouldn't do. You wouldn't have to spend. You'd be sure you didn't spend it on defense.
I didn't want it to be tempted to spend it on the offense.
Right, I understand.
So I know I'm an offensive player. I want to do damage. If I don't shoot first,
So that's based on the fact that you believed he was going to shoot a TLT. Knowing now that there was a harpoon, you would have definitely done it.
No-brainer.
Okay, cool. But anyway, it was wicked, and you've come through. We've seen your list. Your list is a little bit of anti-meta, right? It's not one of more established ideas.
The meta, it's widespread.
Of course, there's always something there, but obviously people want to have a more assured level of success, so they go with what's got less variance and more established results.
It's a list in the style of my Worlds 2017 list. It can handle a lot of things. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, but it can handle a lot of things. That's a kilt.
And so what I wanted to say to you was when you were playing yesterday in the main event, in that case, you've come down to just 2 ships, and there was a point where it could have gone either way as well. Especially when the Y-wing got destroyed. How close were your other games?
So I lost my first game against Imperial Aces.
Okay.
And then my second game was Final Salvo.
Right.
It was against another rebel list, and we didn't manage to kill a ship. And it was 7 against 7. So I won the final salvo. It's a coin flip. If I lost back then, I wasn't here because I had 2 losses in my first 3 games.
Exactly. So. Okay. And then your other games, the wins. Were they more full wins?
I had 100
table
0. 100-0.
And in the other games, did you lose 2 or 3 ships in the others, or
mostly I lose a ship or 2? But
wicked, excellent. Okay, well, thank you very much, Nand. Good luck with the next round. Okay.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
A pleasure as always.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Nand will not be present at the Maid World Championships because he's expecting a child.
Yeah, so my wife is pregnant. She's due to that weekend.
Yeah.
So please root with me, root for May the 4th for that delivery.
Well, it's going to be a daughter.
A daughter, yeah.
And have you got a name yet?
Yes, but that's a secret.
Oh, okay. We'll keep out of that one.
Yeah.
Best of luck
Thank you, Simon.
to mother and baby.
Yeah, if you're watching, honey, I love you.
Excellent. Mine too, I love you. So you put me in a bad place now.
Sorry. I don't think your wife is watching.
She does it?
Yeah.
She watches,
She plays?
No. They watch because of the kids at home. And so they sit there and go, let's see what Daddy's doing.
Yeah.
Where's Daddy? And there he is.
I get it. Let me help you.
No, don't worry about it, man. You got to go get ready for the next game.
Okay.
I do it all the time, don't worry about it.